Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? It's your boy Danli Divine. I am here with Eudith, the one and only. Y'all can probably tell I'm related to this person. We got the same mouth and teeth. Aww. And big ass head.
I keep naming parts.
Gee, what big eyes! Oh, you can't see. Oh, that makes sense why we got glasses.
Yep.
The cheeks too. We got the cheeks. You can't deny me. All right, but yes, no. Today, I reached out to her and asked her if she wanted to cover a video with me, and this video is quite interesting. It's talking about why you're not getting promoted at work, even if you deserve it, and it made me think of a lot of things because I've done a lot in my life. I've worked in many different places. I've gone the entrepreneur route. I've done a lot. And it really made me think about things that I have done, leadership that was above me, and also when I was in leader positions, the things that I did and possibly how those under me felt. So I wanted to have a conversation with someone who's been in leadership positions for a long time as well. So with that, I welcome Eudith to the screen. But I want to go ahead and get into this. I'm probably going to watch like 2 snippets out of this video, and then we can talk about it. You ready?
Sure, let's do it.
Oh God, sure. Facts.
I can't hear her.
Oh, you can't hear? Okay, so it has no audio on there? Sweet. Let me do this. See, and this is the reason why I troubleshoot. It's nice to have people on so that way you can know and be like, okay, cool. Oh, I'm on there. Is this the same one? I should have put this up first so that way we can just go roll straight into it. Now I'm over here troubleshooting. But this is why we record, right? All right.
I heard.
Always reflect the pressures, the expectations, and the sacrifices that come with it. Let's be real. You're probably already burnt out or almost there.
Sweet.
And a promotion might just make you feel like you're stepping deeper into the fire and not out of it. Not everyone wants to climb the corporate ladder, and that's okay. You just want the financial stability and freedom. Some of you don't even want the leadership piece of it all and having to manage others, keep track of everything that they're doing. At the end of the day, you know that getting that promotion will most likely make your job security more riskier. You know deep down that the stress is not really worth it. At the end of the day, you're not wrong because we all really have the same goal.
Is that what y'all do? Like, y'all really be spraying your face?
And push to get you up out of bed every single day.
That's a whole other conversation.
Title be the one thing that affects your mental health and causes you to crash out.
I was chatting recently to someone about promotions in the workplace and how people find it hard, especially our generation and people that don't have a lot of experience in the work.
I'm going to hell. Because right there, I was just like, I want a 7-Eleven split, like little slushy now. Thank you. Come again.
Place. They find it hard to actually ask for promotions. And I was saying, well, you need to take a step back first and schedule a meeting with your managing director, your immediate supervisor, or your manager, the person that's in charge of your reviews. When you've set this meeting up, prepare for it. It is all about selling yourself. At the end of the day, how well you can show the company how much value you add to their business is what will get you promoted. Obviously, like hard work, you can have a very frank conversation with your manager. Start by saying, well, what are my options to get promoted? I'm looking for a progression in my career, and in order, to progress in my career, I need a promotion. These are all the tasks that I've done. This is the value that I have added to the business in the last year, and this is what I hope to add once I am promoted to this position. I feel like a lot of us, including me, find it really hard and challenging to ask for promotions in the workplace, but remember that you are there because of your own hard work, and the company is not going to give it to you unless you step up and have that conversation with them.
Ask for a raise and or a promotion 2 times. No more, no less. If you ask them twice and both times they say no, start looking for a new job. If you work hard, There is no reason why you should have to explain yourself. Your work can speak for itself. Say, hey, I did this very well, I did this, and I hit all of these KPIs that you guys wanted. Now, please give me a raise. And if not, I'm out the door.
If you want to get promoted in your job,
I'm gonna stop it right there. So with it, I love the fact that he came up and said that, because in this day and age, a lot of places want to have you take on additional responsibilities, but do not want to pay you for them.
Yeah, that saves them money.
And then also, another thing that bothers me is the fact that they want you to put in a 2-week notice before you quit, but they can fire you at any moment.
Yeah.
They can fire you without even telling you you're fired.
Yeah. You know, corporate is, well, first let me say, I admire entrepreneurs. I admire entrepreneurs because they actually they know their worth. They know their capabilities. They may have to struggle a little bit, but it takes, for them to get themselves out there and network and market and do all they do it for themselves, and they reap the benefits. And then they also go and they find people that they don't take advantage of. So when you start talking about two different worlds, whether you're working for an entrepreneur, self-employed person, or you're working for corporate America, you will find two different attitudes towards the employer. Now, I've worked both. I have worked both. And one business model was really led to it had more of the corporate mentality. And it was so funny because my husband had introduced me to these terms where they would intimidate you. They would do things to embarrass you. It was intimidation, manipulation, embarrassment, and something else. Yeah, they would do those things.
Yeah, they use that in the Navy.
Yes, those are corporate or institutionalized mentalities. Where it's funny because I chose you to work for you because I liked your business model.
Yes.
But then when I get here, it's flipped. You belong to me. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. You belong to me. Now, once I get in there and I belong to you, if I don't fit your type, then I probably won't get promoted because, I speak up. I don't sit back and let you run over me. I maintain my worth. And sometimes maybe that could be too much, but I maintain my worth. And let me say one more thing. Go ahead. And then they put, they put supervisors over you that really don't know their job. They did just what young girl said. They sell themselves. And who sell themselves? Prostitutes, right? But anyway, they sell themselves. Hey, yeah. Because when you start to sell yourself, you're going to get to a point where you're competing with other people. And when your competition is you trying to outdo them, you gonna go behind that person's back to the employer and saying bad things about them. So you become we had a term for that, but I've changed. I won't use that term, but it was pretty much you were on the coattail of the employer. Everywhere he went, you were there. Whatever, you became one of those. So you didn't really find favor. What? You would have snitched.
Kiss ass.
I didn't say that you did, but you were the
kiss
snitch.
ass. That's what it's called, right?
That's
kiss
what
ass.
it is. That's what it is. And you became the person to get
you said you have gone past that. I'm still there.
I know that. I pray for you. But those are the ones that 9 out of 10 times they're going to get those positions, but they're the ones that don't know their jobs. They don't know their jobs. And it can even be in the form of nepotism. Who are you competing with? And then you find a person that definitely deserves that raise, not getting it because you got the coat teller, the person that's prostituting. Yeah.
And it's interesting you say that because I'm going to work backwards from where I am now. A job that the last job that I had, it's interesting because how you just stated that you have individuals who will constantly be up under somebody's backside or they don't know their worth, so they're doing so much extra stuff. When the last job I was at, that was pretty much me. I just shut up and did what I needed to do. I didn't deal with no drama or nothing. I did what I needed to do. Unfortunately, it got to a point where it was like, now I'm doing jobs from first and second shift because they weren't doing it. And they knew that if they didn't do it, I would end up doing it because I was on the last shift. And with me, you know me, I'm like, if it's, how do I say this? if I didn't do it, it wasn't going to get done, or either I'm going to get blamed for it not being done because of the fact that I could have knocked it out while I was there.
Right,
And it's
right.
like, but that is not part of my job description. I'm not
Yeah.
supposed to be. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. Why do I need to fix it after them?
Right, right.
Back in the day, like when I was still active in the military, I would speak up. I'm like, nah, this, and of course, that was always getting me in trouble. Officers loved me. Staff NCOs hated me. Staff NCOs hated me because I was going against what they felt, what they've been doing their whole time. They were like, well, this is how
What they were
it's been.
taught. Yeah.
No, exactly. Officers, they come in and they're taught to look for new ways and solve problems. So, I mean, officers loved me. Staff NCOs pretty much hated me because I was always questioning things, asking or throwing out ideas. But I reached the point where I realized, you know what? If I'm trying to make things better, I'm getting hit with more roadblocks. So I end up on my last job, I kind of just shut up and did what needed to get done. And with that, I end up at times they wanted me to do the duties of an assistant manager, even though I was no longer an assistant manager. I had turned that down. You know, I was like, yeah, I turned it down so I can go to a different store because I was like, I don't see myself being here, so I'm not trying to work myself up the ladder. Plus, at the same time, you are the emotional punching bag for individuals going through things on a day-to-day, working at where I was. And I was like, look, I was just moved to a new place and just trying to keep things afloat while I actually get my certifications and can prove I'm an American citizen, you know? So it was interesting for me to sit there and shut up, but then it really was beating me up because I felt like I was just letting people walk all over me. But I knew that if I would have said something, I'll be the bad person because I was literally the only melanated person that works there. And I was like, I'm not going to try and take no risk. Plus, at the same time, I was still going through that I dealt with by speaking up and being made to look like the bad person. I was like, I just don't want no drama. But I reached a point where it was like, no matter what I do, you're just going to keep trying to add more and more onto me. So when I started speaking up, I started to notice now all of a sudden I'm being told like I'm not doing enough and things like that. I'm like, why? Because I'm not doing everybody else's job anymore. And that's when things started getting a little crazy. And I was like, nah. I was like, y'all just want me to sit here and be quiet and do the responsibilities of everybody else so they can skate on by while I'm stressing the fudge out. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Miss me with that.
Well, and some employers, I mean, that's what they want. You have those types of workers where they want you to be subservient, obedient. And you have workers that are like that. I just want to get paid. Yeah, I'll do what I need to do. I just need to get this paycheck because I want to take care of my family. You have some that are like that, but I mean, and you have those that are like, you know what? I want more. I want to do more. I want to be more. I have all of this in me, this intelligence, this creativity, and all of this, and I want to let go. And you could be in competition with another person that's like that, and because perhaps you are the melanated person or you are the outsider, you're really not listened to. And females, oh my God, females in leadership positions, with a whole bunch of men, they don't really listen. They don't really listen. And I had that problem where they didn't really listen. But if I was to tell another male and the male would present it, it's like everybody can hear you, but nobody heard me. And stuff like that don't bother me because it's for the good. It's not for my competition. I'm not trying to sell myself. Hey, looking. I'm not trying to do that.
Goodness. It's interesting you say that because during my first 4 years in the Marines, there was a girl there, and she says she was at the point of just ready to get pregnant and get out. Because if she were to get pregnant, she can get out early. But then I asked her, I was like, why you gotta get? I was like, why don't you just finish your 4 years and go? She was like, because it's a man's world. She was like, no matter what a woman, she's like, it doesn't feel like no matter what a woman says, it's all based off of what the man ultimately has the most authority. And I was like, dang. And I mean, I never really noticed that. I mean, in the military, I noticed it. In the military, I actually firsthand witnessed it because either you'll the men will be be in a lot of leadership positions and a woman will get overlooked, or either the woman has to sit there and constantly prove herself and damn near piss everybody off by trying to show that she can do something just to really get looked at. And it's usually more in a negative light just because of the fact that she's going above and beyond. And I'm not talking about like just to get the job done. I'm talking about you doing a bunch of stupid stuff and like just to make sure that people see you as somewhat equivalent or either equivalent to them. And I'm like, it shouldn't take that. It shouldn't take you having to do all this extra stuff and come out of your divine femininity just to be able to compete or stand next to your peers.
Wind started blowing hard. Yeah, the wind started blowing really hard.
You look like you saw a girl. She was just looking around like a cat.
Hey, I'm looking for Toto to come flying through the sky. It was blowing hard.
Click your heels together. Click your heels together real quick.
No
Ain't no place like home. Don't do that.
But you know, yes, you're right about that. You are so right about that. It should not be. But you know what? We are to blame for some of that as well. Because instead of you know, they say there's strength in and when the word says when two or more are gathered, you got power. You know what I mean? But we don't do that. We fight against each other. We compete. And old girl, I tell you, that selling yourself, that was a powerful statement because it's a lot that goes with selling yourself. It's pretty much you selling yourself to the devil because you trying to make you look good and you were not thinking about anybody else.
Yeah. But I mean, when it comes down to entrepreneurship, that's what you need to do. You are your brand. So you see like how I would be dressing and everything.
Right.
You never know who you may run across. And it's like you don't want to be just walking around completely comfortable like how you are in the house all the time. Because if you run across somebody and that could be a potential client.
So it's like I have no idea what that had to do with what I just said, but okay.
I'm saying let me cook. Let me stir the pot.
You simmer around. Okay, I'm waiting for that boil.
You need to make sure that you are always presentable to where you can sell yourself because you never know who may come around.
No. I'm not talking about that kind of selling yourself. I'm not talking about that.
But I think that's what she was talking about. When you are in a business or when you're working for an employer, you need to constantly, like when you're doing interviews, you need to sell yourself of why they should hire you. Then when you're working there, you need to keep on doing that. Hey, I've done this. I have provided this. Help the company with this. Due to my efforts of doing this, and this has happened. I believe I deserve a raise, or I'm ready for the next step.
That is one part. That's one part of selling yourself.
Like, I mean, I can't sit here and be like, "Hey, you should hire me."
You need to sit down. But you have people. You know what? When you look at sell yourself, you got to look at it in two different aspects. Okay. You're talking about, my says I can do this, and this. This is who I am and what I'm capable of doing. That's one way of selling yourself. And then that other way is pretty much, you know what? I got to compete. It's a competition. No, you should not have to compete with it. And if you do have to compete, as for the melanated people that you were talking about, of the female gender, it would be a lot easier, or it should have been a lot easier, or it should have been maintained where, you know what, we're in this thing together. We're going to do things that make us all look good, or we are going to support one another, not tear each other down. If that makes any sense. I was speaking from that aspect. That happens a lot. That happens a lot. And it should not.
With the way that the workforce culture is, you are constantly competing with somebody. Because think about it, when you're going in for a job interview, you have all these other candidates. So it's like you're constantly competing. Even if you are an entrepreneur, you are competing against other individuals who have businesses that are similar to yours because the individual that you're talking to has multiple options. Even if you're out there dating, the other person may have multiple options. So you need to sell yourself on, this is what I can bring to the table as a man. I don't know what women be doing. So, I mean, but life in general, from my experience in America, everything is pretty much a competition. I mean, think about it. You're going to buy clothes. You're looking for the cheapest price.
That's a bargain. You ain't competing. Look, they need to be competing to get my money. You better lower that stuff.
You might be going to, think about it. You mean to tell me that when you go through, you look at what's in one store and then compare the price to another store?
I'm a bargain hunter. Yes, that's a bargain hunter. That is. So those stores need to be competing. They need to be competing. Their prices need to be.
You see what I'm talking about? Everything is about competition.
Indeed, it is. That is America. That is who we are. But now, when you're talking about going in for an interview, yes, you need to put your best foot forward. By all means, you need
Yeah.
to put that best foot forward.
But I'm like, I wear an 11 and a half, and he wears a 12. He's got like a good extra half inch on me. Like,
I wouldn't hire you. Because you are, why you got to bring up the other man? And see, that's competing. Why you got, let me be the one to make the decision on that. But as leaders, when you get into these places, they are, and you know what? Personality of the company that you're working for, of your supervisors, you know, personality is a huge thing. If you don't have that personality that fits with them, then we don't want you.
Yeah,
we don't want you.
I can agree because I did not fit in at the last place I was at. Like at the place I was at before I transferred there, I was perfectly over there. It was my demographic and everything. And I come here and I told you the story. That was my first time being called boy. And I was like, and I didn't understand why I felt the way I felt until later on when Naya ended up telling me, and I was like, oh snap, that was Southern racism. I was like, I ain't dealt with that one before. I dealt with a polo. I dealt with the N-word. I dealt with a lot of different things. But I never been called boy like that. Like I was like, I've been called boy, but it wasn't like the way they say it, you know, like the way that they say boy. And I didn't understand. But
you feel that stuff. You feel that stuff. And on some jobs, you know, they expect for you to sit there and take that. And that's another topic.
I'm not the one. I'm not the one. And that was I reached my cap on that. Like even with me, I'm talking to Anaya and I'm like, look, you're not built for that job. I was like, you were there, but I think it's getting very close or you're maybe past time for you to have said goodbye. I'm like, you've gone through 4 different managers at this point. Like
that says a lot about a person too, about a job too. That says a lot about an employer. Your retention. Your retention rate. How are you? Why can't you keep people?
Yeah.
Why can't? Yeah. And one job that I was working at, the position was open because the person had died pretty much. They had left and they had died.
Pretty much.
Had died. Yeah, had died. So the position was open.
Okay, I was gonna say, how you pretty much die, like.
What am I trying to think? He had got sick. So he had to retire, and then later on he passed away. But so that position had to be filled because you know it was working with people, and you got to maintain you know a specific ratio to people.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's personality. Personality has a lot to do with it. And I guess going back to selling yourself, you know, are you presentable? And I was thrown back with, I guess I could say maybe your generation, maybe your age range and just a little bit older than you are, perhaps. I was concerned about all of these piercings and everything. Because with me coming into the workforce, it was you dressed a certain way, you spoke a certain way, you know, depending on your position, and regardless, you know, you were always presentable. But then, you know, everything started to change. You had this piercings, you had a whole bunch of tattoos, and some people weren't hiring for that.
Body modifications. Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't hiring.
I saw a video in the past. There was this guy, he had like full sleeves, like tattoos all the way up to like pretty much up to his neck. And you never would have known that he was an attorney. And it was interesting because he was talking about how he had met this one girl she saw with tattoos and everything. And then he ended up stopping by one time by her job. And he was like in a dress shirt, pants, how he has to be. And she was just like, yo, what the world? And then that's when she found out he was an attorney and all that stuff. She was like, you don't fit the mold or anything. Like, he's like, why is it that I need to look a certain way in order to do a certain job? He was like, if my capabilities are there, why do I need to look a certain way? He was like, that's like saying, hey, only black people can work at Jack in the Box. Like, what?
But that's what it is, though, isn't it? Isn't that what it is in America? If you look a certain way, you are a certain type of person. If you're tatted up, if you pierced up, if your hair is in locks, a lot of people didn't think I would get hired with my locks. And as I started to let them grow, I think that had a negative connotation on a lot of my success as well. My locks, when I wasn't cutting my locks off, I cut them off when I got ready to cut them off. But we are a visible nation. what you look like, what you sound like, where you from, who your mama, who your daddy, what
Mind
school
your
did you go
freaky
to?
business. Mind your funky business. Leave me
Yeah,
alone. Yes, leave
yeah.
me alone.
And that has pretty much happened because of what you call it, COVID. When people got on these phones,
Mm,
and then it's like folk on phones and can't get them off now. So it did
yeah.
change. It changed. You know, it
So
took away
Black
the
Mirror.
social skills. That's another thing. Social skills.
Yes.
Yeah. How are your social skills? And I read something one day. It was just too cute. It's like people on the job, not your friends. You may
They're
look up
not
and have a
true
friend.
Bob. No.
Yeah, you may look up and find someone that's going to be ride or die, but don't think
Mm-hmm.
that your job is that place for that ride or die friend. It's not. It's not. Everybody that do a job, and if they got to sell themselves, they're gonna do
Mm-hmm.
it. They're
There's
gonna
some
do
people
it.
who you. There's some people when you at work, they really just talk with you to try and get some dirt to pass that around. I'm like,
Yeah.
the job I have, I'm like, I don't deal with the office politics. I'm like, yo, I'm in here with a bunch of grown people, and some of them,
Mm-hmm.
I told you, I was like, you are a child portraying an adult. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just like, boy, it's interesting, and
Uh,
sometimes you just gotta just tuck your head down and do what you got to do and get the heck out of there.
yeah.
You get
That's
mixed up
true.
in the office politics and stuff gets crazy. You wondering why you let go, but yet the person who just started is there, who's constantly been chasing behind the boss or the supervisor or the manager, and you like, oh, okay. I mean, I had that happen a lot in military. I saw it
Mm-hmm.
the most in the military, where you have individuals getting promoted constantly because they're constantly hanging around the staff and COs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, is this fraternization? Like, but
Yeah.
that's when
It's
that phrase is not what you know, is who you
it's who
know.
you
But
know. Yeah. Yeah. And that's one reason why everything is so screwed up. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And because you don't know anything, and finding nothing wrong with not knowing, they call it non-knowing. When you don't realize you're a non-knowing,
stupid.
don't care about that,
Don't know and
but
don't want to know.
don't
Don't
know,
know and
don't
don't
want
want
to
to know.
know.
It's stupid. I
You
can
just
deal
want to
with an
draw that
ignorant person.
paycheck.
I can't deal with stupid people.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. But when you can't be complacent. They can't be complacent. I don't know. Yeah, when you're talking about corporate world, that is something totally different. That is
Oh
something.
yeah.
Yeah, I've researched on what's the best organizations to work for, and they cover it all. They cover the benefits. They cover how you're treated on the job. What I
Mhm.
say, benefits, how you treated.
Work-life balance.
Yeah, balance. Big thing, big thing, big thing, big thing. Question.
I may have an answer.
What are we talking about in relation to those videos? I noticed we kind of
So jobs and careers. And I mean, we're still on topic with jobs and careers.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I guess that caught my attention when you were talking about selling yourself in a different aspect.
Mhm.
Are those people, are they talking about getting a job, or once you get the job and maintaining the job, moving forward in the
Um,
job?
in the video is titled "Why You're Not Getting Promoted at Work, Even If You Deserve It."
Okay, okay. Yeah,
So I
so
think
we
they
on
already
point.
have the job, but they're not getting promoted, even if they deserve to get promoted. So
Yeah.
we've covered the kiss asses, we've covered the people who end up getting promoted because the position was open and just so happened somebody else died. Or we've talked about how you need to look and act a certain way
Yeah.
while
Yeah.
you're there, that you don't fit the mold of what they're looking for,
Yeah.
you'll easily get passed over. I mean, even if we're talking about even if we're talking about getting a job, if you don't have the right words in your name, you're going to get looked over by AI. So you will
Yes.
never even make it to a person. And I'm
Yes.
just,
Yes.
it's interesting.
Yes.
It's honestly
Yes.
vexing to think about.
It is. It really is. It really is. It
So when you
really
talking about
is.
having social skills, hell, you don't even need social skills first to get looked at. You
Nope.
can just, as long as
You
you
need
just copy and
AI.
paste the details, the job description for the most part, what they're looking for, the responsibilities onto your. Make sure you hit those keywords just to even make it to the interview, and then you'll
Man,
have like 5-6 interviews to just get ghosted, most likely. Like
You
the
just
job market right now
AI,
is cool.
AI, write your. That's all you need. You don't need even that. You just need to say, hey, I need it for me and Queen Bee, and it's gonna pop up.
Well, I need to be I need to write me to put me as a candidate for the Pimp of America 2025.
Pimping ain't easy.
It's hard out here for a pimp, man. Trying to get
Yeah,
that
it
money
is.
for the rent.
Yeah, 'cause everybody's selling themselves.
How does that one saying go? Mama in the kitchen. What is it?
You're
Mama in the
not gonna
kitchen
use
cooking
this right.
rice. Mama in the kitchen cooking rice. Sister, brother on the corner rolling dice. Father in jail raising hell. And sister on the corner selling fruit cocktail. There we go.
What? So you got two sisters, a mama and a daddy. Mama in the kitchen cooking
Mama,
rice.
mama in the kitchen cooking rice.
Daddy on the corner shooting
Brothers on
guns.
the corner. I was saying brother.
I have
Brother in the
never
corner shooting
heard that
dice.
before.
Father in jail raising hell, and sister on the corner selling fruit cocktail. I think I heard that on one of the comedy things, but I'm getting off track. Back to careers and jobs. Now, with the job stands for just over broke.
Yeah.
JOB, unless you want to go to the Bible, Job. But it's interesting in the fact that, I got to pull up the Black Law Dictionary because they have the terminology, the terms of what jobs are, job, work, all that. And do you have the Black Law Dictionary?
No.
Oh, do you even know what that is?
No.
Oh, look that up. You're gonna be so mad when you start looking at the term. You're gonna be vexed.
What is it? What is it?
It is a hold on.
Oh, it's an
I'm not,
okay. I'm not gonna make myself look
yeah.
stupid.
That's what. Yeah, I'll talk to you more about that offline because we can get deep into that, and I'm not gonna get too much. We can't do that right now. We don't have enough time.
Oh, Black's Law Dictionary. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When you start looking up terms and words in there, you're gonna be mad. Nothing was for us.
No.
But anywho,
Listen, I got mad when I was in Hawaii working as a special ed teacher, and this little boy called another little boy the N-word, and I looked at him and I'm like, I don't know what I said, but long story short, I went to the dictionary and looked up that word, and what did it say? The dictionary was from Webster's. There was a
that's what it said now?
1961, yes, Black 1961 Webster's dictionary defines a nigger as a black something something.
The hard R?
What
The
hard
R or the A?
Nigger. AR didn't come along
Okay, so
until
the
later.
R. It wasn't AR, it's just A. Everybody. No, what's up? Yeah, that's why, like, when you hear me say, "Oh, that's a," or I'm like, "Oh, they are."
Yeah, that's a big difference.
But anyway, back to jobs and careers. With jobs, I feel that a job is more along the lines of something that you will be doing, like high school, coming out of high school, something to where you're stacking a little bit of bread. When you don't have like a whole lot of responsibilities. A career is something back in the day, since they're taking away all the benefits pretty much. A career was something you would be doing for the long term, for that stability.
Yeah.
Something that you are building your future off of. There's so many jobs now, it's hard to find a career. And then if you do find something that could be a career, it's so much you have to know somebody. You have to have a really good network to get one of those positions because it's so close and knit fit. They allow certain people, and a lot of them are hiring from within. May post something, but they already have a candidate in mind that they're going to hire. They just need to say like
personality. Hey, yeah, less time to train you, and yeah.
And I believe it's very difficult because a lot of careers are like, oh, I see you have your college degree, but you don't have the experience. Or
yes.
Okay, you have the experience, but you don't have the education. And it's like, it's very difficult. And I'm going to say this, I'm going to ruffle some feathers here. This is something that's been making me laugh, dealing with the melanated women, because they've been going on so long about days of boss B, and they got their education. They don't need a man and everything. But yeah, you see them on the side of the road and you're like, well, you don't need a man. And now all of a sudden they're all upset. But they want to constantly try and tear down individuals who don't have a college degree, making it seem like they stupid or like they don't know anything. And in all honesty, the individuals have better jobs or careers than a lot of these women are walking around unemployed or struggling to try and make it by, but constantly talking down to people because they got a master's in probably arts and science that you're not doing nothing with.
But
I'm like,
everyone's not, all women are not like that. So let's not
I didn't say
generalize.
all women. I'm not saying all women, but you see it the
Okay,
most in
let's
the
be,
male community.
no. What
Right
I see
now,
in the
yeah.
melanated, no. What I see a lot of in the melanated community is sorors. If you're not a soror,
Oh,
you can have a master's degree, you got PhD, but if you're not a soror, they can look at you like you're kind of crazy. You're not affiliated with
that's
some kind of club or whatever. I mean, I'm
yeah,
like,
that's
okay,
just
well,
an educated gang.
whatever. We're not going to talk about that though. But I don't see it when I don't. That's more when I see it, and I guess it's the type of person that you deal with, you associate yourself with too. I don't deal with people that do that stuff. It's not my kind of person. I try to stay with those that are positive but real. Real positive. You know, they ain't no nothing held back about you
Positive
screwed
but
up or
real positive.
real positive, real positive. Yeah, let me tell you something. Come here, sit down. You know, you got that toilet paper sticking on the back of your foot and it's got some crap on it. You act like you don't smell it. That kind of person. I ain't gonna hurt your feelings. I'm gonna tell you
I
the
thought
truth.
that was
Now, once
nothing
you
then.
get it off, yeah. Now I can help you get it off if you want me to. That kind of person. That kind of person. And I'm still gonna love you. That kind of person. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna encourage and motivate me, but you're not gonna try to tear me down. That's the kind of people I hang out with. Now, all of this where, you know, I'm all this and I'm all that, you might want to check your shoe. You got some toilet paper
Exactly.
on it.
You walking around like your stuff's gonna smell like boo.
You got some,
Ooh,
you got toilet paper on your shoe. So you might want to just
I
chill
know
for a
you
minute.
like to think, yo. Don't
Yeah.
stay a little bit closer.
See, that's another thing too. Education, further education has become so accessible. Everybody that has a college degree, a master's degree, don't mean they master's degree material. Because back in the day, when people were getting these degrees, they didn't, the way they went into school and the way they came out different. They didn't come out with the same,
Yeah.
they came out educated, okay? Truly aware of what's going on around them. Now you got
Yeah.
people, I got my, oh,
Masters in
I didn't
social
know.
work.
I got my associates. Okay. All right. You gonna keep going? Oh, I didn't know you could go no further. What the heck you been doing for the last
What?
2 years? Yeah. But you know, I'm just joking. I'm just
Yeah, I was
joking.
thinking,
But you get
yeah.
no. But you know, but
I was
that
thinking more along the lines
mentality.
of
That mentality.
I was thinking like you have some people who will end up getting like higher education and still be acting like they in high school. Or
Exactly.
still be acting like they living in the dorm their freshman year, always wanting to party and do all this stupid
Exactly.
stuff.
Because education was it's supposed to, you're supposed to get educated. You're supposed to mature. It creates a maturity in you. It teaches you how to relate to people, how to understand people, regardless of what field you in. But because it's
Supposed
like,
to.
yeah, because it's so available now, so available at such a cheap price, shall I say. And it's so easy. I won't even say, I'll say it's so easy to get a degree. It can
Yeah.
be easy, depending
I
on.
agree. I agree because a lot of people there's so many ways to cheat.
Mm.
Like, there's a lot of individuals who, as you stated, go in one way and come out the same way. Just now they have a piece of paper saying that they did something. They could have barely passed. They could have had like the lowest GPA, but they still got it.
They got it. It's all about the
There's
money. Everything
individuals
that,
who utilize ChatGPT or will have other people do their work.
you know, we've been talking about everything that we've been talking about. It all goes back to that money. That's what it goes back to, money. America is motivated by money. You got the right dollars, you're gonna get that degree eventually. You're gonna get that degree. You're gonna pay, you just paying for it. You're not learning
I think
it.
that No Child Left Behind has made it to where that has really messed up the educational system. Because I feel like a lot of people are just getting pushed through college as well. Then at the same
Well,
time, we could even at some point we might need to talk about the college debt. Individuals just taking out so much money to go to college and having to pay, having so much school debt afterwards, and they're not even able to get a job or not able to get a job or get in a career
yeah,
that even pays enough for them to be able to pay this stuff back. So they're in debt their
yeah,
entire life.
yep. It's wrong. It's definitely wrong. It's definitely wrong. Some people know how to manage that money, and some people just go to school for money. They just waste it for money. You know what? It's not they trying to go get a degree. They just want that money.
Mhm.
I go show up and
Yeah,
yeah, get away from
facts on
mom and
facts. I
dad.
mean,
Yeah. So it's a lot with that, but yeah, that's another topic we can talk about.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But hey, when it comes
Yeah.
down to your experience on throughout the many years that you have worked, what is something that you would tell younger generations about working a job, a career, and the balance?
You hit that word balance. Let me hit balance first. Leave work at work and home at home. That's one thing.
Compartmentalize.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Balance some scales. Balance them. Keep life balance. Enjoy life. Enjoy. Don't wait till you retire to want to. I'm gonna travel. And I notice that has changed too. Enjoy your life. Know who you are and know what it is that you want to do and have it. Let your job be your passion. Because when it's your passion,
Mhm.
that's when you put more into it. But still, don't
Okay.
get burnt out. You can't get burnt out. You got to know who you are. No matter what you do in life, you have to know who you are. You must know who you are because I'm gonna use myself. I'm a social butterfly. Um, not by choice. People just flock to me. I had a problem with that in years to come, but years to come, years past. But I came to
Mhm.
realize who I am. It's like, okay, the people see the genuineness in you. Okay, but okay, so with me being a social butterfly, I would not do well with cleaning sewers.
Is it because your life's already full of shit?
I
Sorry.
would
I'm
not.
sorry. I'm
I've dealt with a
sorry.
lot in my life. I've dealt with a lot in my life, but I don't do well with that. I don't do well with that. That's not who I am. You must know who you are. You must know who you are. You don't see butterflies hanging out. Flies hang out with crap. Buzzards hang out with crap. But you
Yeah.
have to know who are you. Who are you? And I think we as parents, sometimes parents don't help a child to figure that thing out. There are some that want to keep their kids into sports and they're trying to create the next NFL or the NBA or some all-star. Is that person really that
Hmm.
all-star? Some listen to their kids and they find out, oh, you have an interest in science. Oh, I saw you over there pulling the legs off that doll and trying to sew them back on. Well, guess what? You might be that surgeon. You might be that doctor. Now, if you chopping his head off, we got a problem.
Yeah, let me look. I got you a guillotine.
Honey, did you see the doll hanging from the closet? You gotta
Whoa.
but anyway, you got to know who your children. Let your children find out who they are. Let them find out who they are.
Hey,
Help them to be who they are and not who you want them to be. Don't try to live your life with a child, but because that's where their passion is. That's where their passion
yes.
is. Yeah.
Yes.
What are they interested in when they're in school? Like kids in the debate team or one of my kids used to like to debate with me all the time. I could have sworn this knucklehead was going to be a lawyer. Would have been a great lawyer. Yes, because they would,
That,
and come up with a good theory, a good case. Like, dang, you're pretty good. And then I noticed it was some psychology there. I'm like, okay, I was paying attention to those things. But yet, we still do what we want to do. We do what we want to do, and that's called life. And
mhm.
hopefully at some point in time, you get back on track with your passion and continue with your passion. So, and that's what make you the happiest. I think that's what
Facts.
make life a lot more easier. You're doing what you like to do,
Yep. There's that
what you
saying.
what
I
you're
think
good at.
I told somebody the other day, or matter of fact, I had an interview yesterday, and I told them I was like, if you do what you enjoy, you'll never work another day in your life. I was like, so if that is your passion, I was like, it's gonna be a hobby for you rather than you looking at it as you are working.
Right. And if you get with the wrong organization, the wrong institution,
Mhm.
don't be afraid to leave. Don't think that you can't leave, that's the only place that will hire you. Somebody's gonna see
Yeah.
your worth. A lot of times, you talking about finding a job, staying with a job, being seen on the job. Maybe that's not the location for you. Maybe that's not your kind of people. Greatness is seen. It's not viewed, it's seen. Because it's seen in such as it's an action. It's an active, it's active. I guess I'm using it in the analogy of, you go to church sometime and you tell people, good to see you. And I'd be like, yeah, it's better to be seen than to be viewed. Because when you're viewed, you at a funeral.
Yeah.
Okay, it's dead. It's inactive. It's inactive. Viewed is inactive. But when you're seen, people see what you're capable of doing. And if they're not seeing what you're capable of doing, then perhaps you're at the wrong location. You're at a funeral instead of yeah.
I never thought of something like that. Damn. I've been reborn a lot because I've been at a lot of funerals.
Right. And it's a lot of funeral homes out there. It's because people are working for money. People are working for those, what you call them, whatever it takes for me to get my bonus, I'm going to do that. They're competing. The true experience of work, or as you say, a hobby, it doesn't go, the vision and the mission doesn't go together. It doesn't go together.
They're not aligned.
They're not aligned. Not aligned. I found a place. I love the vision. I love it. It's in alignment with what mine is pretty much. But then when I got in there and I was like, okay, you just sized me up to see what I got on. And now you've already made your determination based by what I got on, what kind of employee I'm going to be. And that was something that I was going to say. Are you there for the money? If you come up in that place looking all scraggly and everything, oh, you gonna work your hind part off because you need clothes, you need some makeup, you need your hair done, you know what I'm saying? You got on some rough looking earrings there. You need some money. People look at stuff like that. But if you come up in there clean, oh, either way, is it good? Is it bad?
Yeah.
It depends on the culture at that job.
The culture of the job. That's what's up. I want to add as well how you had spoke about the being viewed. When a place is draining you, when you go there and you're leaving and you feel like everything has been taken out of you, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Does that mean that you're putting so much into it? Does that mean you're putting too much into it? Or are people taken from you? Either way, that would be bad.
Well, let me ask you this. Say you were out there dating. No, I ain't even gonna say that. Okay, I'm not even gonna say that. I know, right?
I'm sorry. I've seen the dating pool, and it's you know how you said you ain't gonna play in the sewer. That's what the dating pool is these days.
Okay, well, I heard. I'm not gonna say the dating pool. How about this?
Thank you.
How about
I'm staying dry.
How about you're in the mall? On your little walk. I like to walk the mall, and you just you into it. You aware of everything going on around you, but you don't care about everything that go around you. Does that come out right? You're aware, but you don't care. Okay, you in that kind of
understand.
Mode. Okay,
yeah,
all right. And you look up and you see somebody that's negative. Something always wrong. And I mean, they got a cloud over them. All they need is the blanket to put it. They got a cloud. They just, ew, you're not you. You know what I'm saying? You run into somebody like that. How do you
can't
feel?
Even see it.
You don't want to be bothered with them. You like, God, I'm going the other way. What's up with that? When you get to that point in life with a job, it's time to go. Okay. I'm good.
Nah, I'm good. Like true talk, no lie. That's been my energy. Nah, I'm good. And I got my other shirt. Stuff I ain't got time for. You seen that one?
Yeah.
S I ain't got time for. Yo S. That S that does not concern me. S that's going to upset me in any way. Yeah.
Okay, so guess what? If you got a job like that, then guess what? You need to what? Nah, I'm good. Let me go find me another job. Do not leave your job until you have another one. And while
and don't let them know that you're in the process of leaving either.
Exactly.
They will fire you right then and there. So I mean you have to be on the hush hush.
Yes, you do. You don't tell all your business. You got to be careful who you're telling your business to, because because losing you is a smack in their face. It
Yes.
makes them look bad, whether they want to admit it or not. And they're gonna make it seem like that goes that intimidation, that manipulation. They're gonna make it insinuendos. They're gonna make it look like you're the problem. It's something wrong with you. It's not me. It's something wrong with you. Well, we were gonna let you go anyway because you don't fit here. Wow, for real? Didn't I just see you in the mall and I went the other way? Matter of fact, I went into Spencer's to get away from you. And here you come. So I went
Listen,
to get away from you.
oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
But when you
I don't even eat fast food, but I walked into Popeyes just to make sure I was away from you.
Exactly. I had to pop out of here because you're not good for me. You're not
She
good
said
for
I had to
me.
pop out of here.
I had to pop out.
Boy.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you gotta know your worth. That's part of knowing your worth. Knowing your worth.
Mm-hmm.
No, because I mean, if you're gonna make a career out of something, you're a professional, then you want to stick with that job, maybe not that location for however long it is you're gonna work. And you want it to be what's the word I want to say? You want it to be conducive to a happy lifestyle. You want it to be that.
So I want to go ahead and close this out because we're almost at the hour mark. No, I'm not gonna ask that one. What are some things that you should look for besides, I mean, that kind of touches on what you said earlier.
You know, I had a friend. She told me before she took the job that we both worked at was after they interviewed her, she thought about that thing. She came back and she interviewed them. Something along that line. I mean, it's not just about you, Mr. Daniels, wanting to hire me. Mr. Daniels, I want to work for you, but I want to know who I'm working for. Tell me about yourself.
I love that you said that.
Yeah, what are some of the biggest problems that you have with employees? How do you handle conflict resolution? Where is your policies on dot? Yeah. You know, I
thought that was normal in a job interview process. Like the person being interviewed ends up asking the employers questions. The interview I had yesterday, they were shocked because they told me, they were like, that was refreshing. Like, we have not been asked questions. It was nice to be asked questions. I asked them about the company's core values. There were 7 core values in the company. I named the core values and I asked them what is their one. I said I asked them which, because I had 2 individuals that were on there with me. I asked both of them. I can say first names. I asked Kelly.
No. Okay. Anywho,
there's no last names. I think I'm good.
Okay, Mr. Good. Okay, but anyway, you asked them what?
But yes, so I asked them about the core values and which one was the one for them. And they told me their ones and why it was their ones. And then they asked me which one resonated with me the most. And I told them the one that resonated with me the most was trust. And the reason it was trust was I told them the reason it was trust because one ended up saying team spirit and the another one had said fun. And I told them, I was like, me personally, I have to say trust because trust would tie into those that you said. And I feel that trust holds all of these together. Because if you don't have trust, that's going to interrupt the team spirit. I was like, if you cannot trust the people you are working with or trust somebody who is on that team with you, the team spirit, the morale is going to be a little messed up.
I ain't hanging out with you.
Yeah, I was like, that's going to take away from the fun in the environment. I was like, so with it, y'all stated that I'll be working with such and such one, 2, 4, doing these types of things. I was like, if there's somebody on there that I cannot trust, I was like, everybody on that team is going to feel it. And they were like, wow. I mean, I also had asked them questions about how long they were in IT, how long they've been with the company, things like that. Asking them exactly how you said the conflict resolution, because they were hiring me. So I imagine they were in supervisor positions at some point. Also asking them to give me a situation that they had to utilize conflict resolution, what the situation was and what they did and what was the outcome. So I mean, I ended up interviewing them, but they were like, "Yo, what the world?" So I mean, it was nice, but at the same time, it's like I've been in positions where I need to interview people.
Yeah.
So it's like I've been on both sides. So it's like, look, I've wasted enough time in my life. I need to see, okay, cool. Are you a good fit for me?
Right.
Because I can work anywhere. I have enough experience and I've done enough in my life to where I can get a job doing a lot of different things. But at
Yeah.
the same time, I value my peace over everything. So am I a good fit there, and are you a good fit for me?
I pray for
A lot of
peace.
people, as you stated, just go for wherever the money is. They don't
Right.
care about everything else. They don't worry about the stress levels, their peace of mind. They don't worry about, oh, okay, I'm never going to be home, or I'm not going to be able to, my relationship. They're just worried about getting that paycheck. So that way
At
they're
whatever
not going to
cost.
have, that way they're not
Whatever
living
cost.
paycheck to paycheck, or either to make sure they have money for the newest thing that they want to get. I'm like, y'all don't have a vision, and the vision does not include you if you do have one.
I agree.
It's interesting. It's crazy.
It is.
That
And
is,
that's, I don't know how we got to that point because, mind you, before the Depression, I don't know what the workforce was like, but I believe it was a lot different than what it is right now because, it was most of the men was out there working and the women were pretty much the housekeepers or the domesticated housewives. And then after the war, everybody had to work. Somebody had to work. So all of that changed. But I don't know when it got to the point of the hustle and grind. When it became to the point where you do what I say do, or you go find you another job, or you I don't know why you acting like you acting because this the only place you're gonna be able to get a job. When did it become that? How did it become that?
I think, oh gosh, I had this talk with Anaya in the past. I'm just gonna say this, but I don't want to go on with this.
Okay.
You ready? The war, you had the draft. With it, a lot of the women had to pick up the jobs that men were not doing. When the men came back, the women were like, well, we've been doing this for so damn long, women's equality rights. Then like I said,
I just laughed.
So now they're like, well, shoot, we can do everything that y'all been doing. Then fast forward, now you've got all the feminists and everything where, oh, I don't need a man and da-da-da. Now it's like you have women competing with men on trying to get that job, but they get the job and complain because they have no help, or either, oh, I don't want to do this, but at the same time, they feel like they need to prove to everybody that they can do it. And it's just like, yo, just not to sound funny or nothing, but get back in the kitchen. Like,
oh, now that we cannot agree on. You did not see that right there? Now that's where you lost, man.
I know. But no, true talk, no lie. It's just like, look, why can't we go 50-50? Why is it that somebody needs to be doing everything?
Right. I agree with you on that. Where the heck did that come from? And that does not apply to today's lifestyles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't apply.
What I hear a lot is you've got people out there who are like, well, my man's going to take care of me and he's going to pay all the bills. I'll cook the meals or whatever. And it's like, you realize that in this country, you can be making six figures and still be living paycheck to paycheck, right? So ultimately, you're saying the only thing that you're going to be bringing to the table is your worn out snatch because you've been on every dang thing for the last 20, 30 years. And now you're trying to settle down.
Help me, Lord Jesus.
I was like, you don't really know how to cook, but yet you're going to use your man's money to constantly buy Uber Dash and all that stuff to drop food off because you have no skills in the house. Your idea of cleaning is spraying something with Windex and wiping. I'm done.
Thank you. Because that was getting deep. That was getting real deep. Okay, so let me go back to this Black's Law Dictionary. I'm so done with you. Okay, so there's an app out there. So this app covers everything that's in the book, or am I going to have to pay for this app before I install it?
I'm not sure. I didn't know about the app.
Yeah, it's an app.
Honestly, I'm about to procure the Black's Law Dictionary from work because they about to throw it away. I was like, oh no, you ain't. I got a thesaurus and an old dictionary. Man. Yeah, I was like, you don't see these no more. Like, you don't see these no more.
It's in the library. I think that's what I'm gonna do is just go to the library and check it out.
Yeah, go to the library and see if you can find it. That'd be dope.
Oh, it's gonna send it to my Samsung too. Yeah.
Oh, did it have it on Kindle? All right, let me go ahead and close this out.
I don't think so.
Hey, beautiful souls. If you love deep conversations about life, love, and spiritual growth, help us reach more like-minded people. Like, comment, and share to push these powerful episodes through the algorithm. Let's build a community that thrives on wisdom and connection. Find us everywhere. YouTube at Danli_Divine, Facebook and Kick at Divine Time Podcast, and also follow the blog divinetime.blog. If you're looking for your soul tribe, join our Telegram group, Warriors of Love. Together we rise. Divine Time is now.